Hi, welcome back to Serger Tip Clips. Have you ever hemmed a long skirt or dress with a rolled hem and worn either spike heels or heels with a sharp corner and caught it on the rolled hem and accidentally pulled off a few inches? Well, today I have the perfect solution, and it's using fusible thread in your lower looper. Let's talk about machine setup. Now, we're doing a narrow hem, not a rolled hem. So I have my right overlock needle and upper loopers threaded with thread that matches my fabric. And I'm always going to stitch with the right side of the fabric face up. And here's the big difference. My lower looper is threaded with fusible thread. And as you know, the lower looper thread will, with the right side of the fabric face up, will stitch the loops going across the wrong side of the fabric. Before you go to your machine, make sure that you have your skirt adjusted to the length that you want, plus that scant 1/4 inch. I've stitched the edge with my 3-thread balance stitch, and the stitch finger was engaged just to keep it a little bit wider. And here you can see the right side of the fabric with the matching needle and upper looper thread. And here's the wrong side, and the white stitching is the fusible thread. First, you want to be sure to check the temperature of your iron. Test it out on a scrap piece first, just to make sure it's warm enough to slightly melt the thread, but not so much that you totally dissolve the whole stitch. So what I'm doing is I'm just turning under that stitched edge that I just did, and the fusible thread is between the 2 layers, and I'm just ever so gently pressing in that scant 1/4 inch hem. I think you're going to really love this. And in fact, I showed this technique at a workshop, and a woman who was in the class had an alteration business. And she said that when she does bridal gown hems and bridesmaid dresses, she's never going to use a rolled hem again on them. She's going to always use this technique so that there isn't any chance that those spike high heels will pull the hem out. And I'm just going to go over this, make sure it looks nice. Give it just a very quick press from the right side. You can see how beautiful it is already. Now, if you needed to wear the skirt 5 minutes from now, you could probably leave this like it is, and then go back to your sewing machine when you get home and stitch in the hem. But I wouldn't do this permanently and expect it to last through laundering if it was something that you were planning on laundering. The last step to this is going to your sewing machine and stitching in your hem. Here's the finished hem with perfect edge stitching, and let me show you how to do that. I'm at my sewing machine, and I've snapped on my edge stitching foot, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me put the foot up for a second. This foot has a little guide. It looks like an ice skating blade on the center bottom of the foot. And what I'm going to do is use that to ride right along the fold of the hem. I've adjusted my needle position to the left of center so that it stitches in about 1/8 of an inch from the fold. And the beauty of this little specialty foot is that that guide is going to ride right along the hem of the skirt, and I'm going to have perfectly even stitching as I top stitch that hem in place. Because the hem is turned up and it's only a scant 1/4 inch hem, the double layer helps add weight to the hem and allows the skirt to hang very nicely. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next week for another exciting Serger tip clip.